From the 600 ESPN El Paso River Oaks Properties Schoolyard Sports Studio, here's Steve Kaplowitz and Adrian Broadus.
All right, start of hour number 2 here on Sports Talk. Welcome back, everybody. We've got a brand new book out, and just in time for college football season. It's called The Price: What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos. And there's 2 co-authors on the book, John Talty, along with our guest. He's Armin Catane, and he joins us live on our Longhorn Distributing Hotline. Armin, welcome back to the show. Last time we talked to you, we were discussing the Tiger Woods book, and now congratulations on The Price and this book for college football season.
Well, thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's been John and I think we spent about 18 months all over the United States, going behind the scenes with schools and coaches and athletic departments and university presidents and the collectives, the NCAA, and a lot of other people trying to figure out, what this brave new world of college football is about.
And you know what the crazy thing is, too, Armin? It's so evolving. I mean, the funny thing is that the world we have now in 2024 is probably going to be different than next year, the following year, and who knows what's going to happen until perhaps they finally get a handle on what the portal and NIL has turned college athletics into.
I don't think there's any question. I think what you're seeing right now is kind of a intermediary period where everybody's kind of taken a breath because it's been so crazy. John and I like it. And at one point in time, we were everywhere around the country from, Arizona and Washington all the way to the East Coast and certainly in the SEC. And it was like being on a speeding freight train that was changing tracks, like from monthly to weekly to daily, sometimes to hourly, and we would talk to each other and go, oh my God, oh Jesus, there's another lawsuit, there's another this, there's another that. And in the end, the train didn't even have any idea where it was going. It was changing tracks, but it had no destination. And I think we're still in that phase right now where college football, particularly, as popular as it is, and it's probably as popular as it's ever been, it doesn't really know where the destination is. And as you said, it's probably a year or two or maybe more down the line, whether there's another realignment, there's a breakaway group, whether the NCAA and Charlie Baker, the new president, can get control of the situation. Are they going to get help from Congress, which we doubt? But meanwhile, you've got a 12-team college football playoff and everybody's excited.
Does it blow your mind that essentially what caused SMU to get the death penalty back in the 80s is kind of the norm now around college football? And it's almost as if when they developed NIL and it's, and gave people the opportunity to put this together, it's almost like it told certain boosters that would ever try to do something under the table, well, now you can do anything you want, and you pretty much have the green light to be as aggressive as you want.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right up the road from you, look at what's going on in Texas. They lined up all those Lamborghinis outside the athletic department as a show of force as to what the booster network at UT can do. And, we know that there are certain collectives now that have no problem generating $20 million a year to get in the game, to get the kind of talent roster that they want. And you wonder, you're talking about UTEP. I watched UTEP play Arizona last year out in Tucson, and you mentioned in the update, they're playing Nebraska, and they have Tennessee late in the season. Programs like UTEP, which have produced NFL players, you wonder where they're going to be in this mix because, there's the haves and there's the have-nots, and even some of the have-nots, which have produced some really quality NFL players, struggle to figure out how to deal with the collectives, how to deal with generating donor money. And if things moving forward get even more expensive, if the SEC breaks away and the Big Ten breaks away to form a super conference, I worry about programs like the Central Michigans of the world and the Toledos and the San Diego States and, schools in California and other programs like UTEP that have really produced quality athletes over time, what happens to them? And I don't have an answer to that because I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't think anybody has right now. And as you suggested, it's going to be a couple of years at least, and there may be some sort of cataclysmic Oppenheimer kind of event that forces people that right now have nothing more than their own self-interest and wanton greed, really greed over grant of rights money and television money right in front of them at the expense of the big picture. And that's what I worry about.
You know, when you talk about just UTEP and you give them as the example here with this one right here, I find it interesting because sideline talk used to be, well, hey, look at this prospect. He might make it to the NFL or make it to the NBA. Now the sideline talk is, hey, look at that guy over there, that prospect. He might be a Power 4 transfer by next year. How much would he net as far as NIL money? So the conversation for some of these prospects has changed drastically.
Well, it's not just the prospects. I feel bad for the coaching staff because, they're getting players, particularly at UTEP. You're getting maybe a 2-star, 3-star player with really working with them that turns into a 4-star or a really potential NFL draft choice. But by the time they're sophomore, they're looking at the portal, or if they're not looking at the portal, people that are looking at the portal are looking at them, collectives are looking at them and saying, well, wait a second, this linebacker at UTEP could really fill a need that we have at Auburn in the SEC. And Auburn has $20 million and says, okay, let's get Joe. Let's go after Joe and see if he wants to play in the SEC. And if you're 18 years old or 19 years old and you come from a family perhaps that struggled, and all of a sudden somebody's offering you $500,000 for 2 years or maybe $300,000 for 3 years to come play in the SEC, I don't know how you turn that down. And as a coaching staff, you devote so much time and energy into developing those players, and this is where the price really the rubber hits the road in terms of the emotional and the psychological and the physical toll that's taken. And you say, well, oh my God, now what do we do? Okay, now we got to go back and develop another player and do what we've been doing. And it gets exhausting for these coaches. And that's where John and I think what you get from this book is not only the really big picture, driven by a really wide assortment of characters and really deep reporting, but you get a clear understanding of the state of the game right now. And not just from the Alabamas of the world, the Michigans of the world, but also the Marylands of the world that are in the middle of this, and the Arizonas of the world that build a program and see their coach, Jed Fish, go from raising Arizona to within 48 hours becoming the head coach at Washington after Nick Saban retires at Alabama, to schools like UTEP that are really struggling to figure out where they fit into this big picture. And as popular as college football is right now, it has never been so upside down. And I don't know whether that's in fact, I know it's not in the best interest of the sport.
Armin Catane joining us here on Sports Talk, along with co-author John Talty. They've got a brand new book out called The Price, What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos. And as we continue here with Armin talking about this book, I find it interesting that a lot of the names you talk about, the biggest names in college football, some have retired, some have gone on to the to the NFL. Some are currently looking for work, and they're in between jobs. And it's going to be interesting to see how some of the biggest names in the game from a coaching standpoint continue to try to navigate this era of college football, as opposed to just saying, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'll go into broadcasting. I'll be an analyst. I'll get paid really well. And I won't have to worry about trying to keep my roster every year and not lose half of it to a rival.
I think you're absolutely right. I think there's these coaches now, Jay Wright, let's just talk basketball for a second. The fact that he got out, I have very good friends that are very close to the Villanova program, and it just got tiresome for Jay. I mean, you look at Chip Kelly, who was at head coach at UCLA, took a $4 million pay cut to become the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. And one of the things that Chip said, I'm not putting words in his mouth, I'm summarizing what he said, but it was like, I didn't want to deal with this anymore. I didn't want to deal with all the drama that was associated with the portal and NIL and trying to raise money. And no question, if you look at the two most prominent figures in college football, arguably, Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, Nick Saban in Alabama, neither one of those two gentlemen are coaching college football. Jim, because he was caught between kind of a rock and a hard place with a love for a school, a deep love for Michigan, and a hatred of the system and the process that he was dealing with the not so much the NCAA enforcement staff, but the Committee on Infractions, which I believe had a big target on Jim's back, wanted to send a message. And then you have Nick, who absolutely everything was about control in Alabama, controlling the roster, controlling the organization, controlling the day-to-day activities. And Nick lost control because of the portal and NIL. And I know his wife, Terry, close to her, and I'm close to Nick. I've known him since his days when he was at the Miami Dolphins. It was just really difficult. And they just don't want to deal with it anymore. So when you have two of the most prominent names, singular names in college sports, football, that are no longer coaching and involved with the game anymore, at least on the field level, what does that tell you about what's going on in college football? It's not good that you lose people like this, but it's the reality. And where this goes, I don't think anybody knows. And, I credit Charlie Baker, the new president. He's a very pragmatic man, and I think he's really one of the smartest and most forward-thinking presidents that I've been associated with, dating back to my days at SI and Walter Byers. But there's no clear vision as to, that's where the price, I think, is so good. For people that love college football, what the book does is really just set the stage, and from a very personal perspective of what everybody is dealing with right now. And it's very, very difficult for people that really love the game.
Just get ready for the sequel, because we're living it. And in the next couple of years, I'm sure there's going to be so much happening that I wouldn't be surprised if The Price has a companion that kind of takes us through the next chapter. It's really remarkable, Armin.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've done now 13 books. I've had 6 that have been on the New York Times bestseller list. John Talty, my co-author, he's half my age. He's a superstar reporter and has great contacts, but more important, has developed great trust within the SEC to be able to write chapters about Nick Saban and Kirby and Jimbo Fisher and Jimmy Sexton and just really understanding what that world is like. And I was able to bring my talents into various other things with Michigan and Arizona and the NCAA and various other places. But I'm really proud of this book. I think it's one of the best books I've ever written, and I think it really captures in real time what's going on right now in a great sport, but a sport that's still trying to find some sort of equilibrium.
Again, folks, the name of the book is The Price, What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos. And the co-authors, John Talty and Armin Catane, who's been great here with us on the program. Again, appreciate it, Armin. Congrats on the book, and we'll look forward to what should be a very interesting and entertaining college football season.
You bet. Thank you, Steve.
You got it. From Armin right over to Charlie 1. He's back with traffic. Back with more in a moment. Sun Bowl Watch next with Bernie Olivas, the Sun Bowl Executive Director, here on 600 ESPN El Paso.
Even the El Paso Metroplex, we have a big trouble spot right now. I'm talking about I-10 West at Porfirio Diaz. We have an overturned semi here. Now, this crash is just past that overpass there at Porfirio Diaz. What PD are doing, they're exiting traffic off the Porfirio Diaz exit. Again, that's I-10 West, Porfirio Diaz. They're going to exit you off the exit there. That what it's doing to traffic, you're bumper to bumper all the way back to past Cotton, almost to Piedras on those westbound lanes. All lanes bumper to bumper going westbound. That crash, overturned semi, there at I-10 West at Porfirio Diaz. Going to take a while to clear this one. Also, we see just busy, typical slowing. I-10 East Piedras to Reynolds, I-10 West Geronimo to the Reynolds area. Leo's Restaurant, 7520 Remcon, and happy Labor Day for Leo's Restaurant. We have the party trays, popular Mr. T specials, full menu, fresh, delicious, affordable, the delicious sopapillas. Leo's Restaurant, 7520 Remcon, Charlie 1600, ESPN El Paso.
Back here on Sports Talk as we continue. Bernie Olivas, Executive Director, Sun Bowl Association, back with us for the first regular season edition of the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl Watch. And for the first time ever, he's got a co-worker to join him for a second time ever. That's right. I'm trying to remember first off, welcome back. Was the first time you brought a coworker on board, was that when we had Eddie pick with you?
That's correct. That was Eddie Morelos.
Yes.
And it's Eddie and Jay are the ones that put most of the stuff together.
They do.
the trivia. Well, we got a great trivia question today, by the way.
I'm excited about that.
I'm excited
this
about
is
that one too.
incredible. This one's a big one for me, Bernie.
It is huge. I've been to a few Sun Bowls, been around for a while. Jay always tests me for the trivia questions, and most of the time, I can get at least most of it. Not this one. So stay tuned. We're going to give away 2 tickets to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I'm excited about that. And with that, let's welcome Jay Pritchard to the program. He's the Director of Marketing for the Sun Bowl. How many years have you been now with the Sun Bowl Association?
So I've been with the Sun Bowl Association now for 19 years.
Good
This will
Lord.
be my 18th bowl game because of the COVID year, of course. And then, I came over to the Sun Bowl Association from UTEP in 2005 was my first game.
That's amazing. You've already been almost 20 years at the Sun Bowl.
Yeah.
How many years were you at UTEP?
So I was at UTEP from 01 to the spring season of 05. So Mike Price's first football season was my last year on the fall season cycle.
Man. And then you just, it was a seamless transition then. Because at UTEP, you weren't handling marketing, correct?
I was. So I started off, actually, I like to tell a story every once in a while. So I came down to El Paso from Washington State University where I needed to fulfill a graduation requirement. So I needed to do an internship. Applied, got offered to do a 9-month internship at UTEP Athletics. Started off there, and 23 years later, I've stayed here in El Paso. So
That's wild.
Yeah, moved up the ranks for the 4 years that I was at UTEP. Got to the assistant director of marketing, and then Bernie came knocking on my door when a position opened up, and he allowed me to finish out the spring softball season and then move over from there.
And the rest is history.
That's it, bud.
All right. Bernie, it's perfect timing that we started today when we did, because we just finished with Armin Catane, who joined us, and he's got a really, really interesting new book that just came out today.
I was listening to it on the way up here. By the way, the traffic on I-10 downtown is absolutely horrendous right now. Apparently there's an overturned semi, and I actually moved away from there and came up Mesa Street, which wasn't any faster, but hope nobody's hurt. But I made it. By the skin of my teeth, but I made it. And I was listening to the interview. Great interview. It must be I got to read that book. It's got to be good.
It's definitely going to be a good one.
And it's really, like I said, what he's talked about has really changed college football. And I don't know for the better. I guess maybe it's fair for the players, but like he said, for coaches and universities, it's just it's going to be a mess.
Well, I don't want to spoil this because I have it as one of my notes for one of the games earlier, but talking about the cost of college football, Florida's recruiting budget 4 years ago was $900,000. It is now $2.89 million.
Oh, my God. That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Ohio State's is like $5 million. Isn't that insane?
It's getting out of control.
It is out of control. It is. It's not getting there. I think it's already there.
Yeah.
You look at the transfer portal and and the NIL and everything that's going on. I think it is out of control. That toothpaste is out of the tube, and they're not going to be able to put it back in.
That is a good way to describe things. I like that. Gentlemen, this is also the first week of the Chick-fil-A Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl Selectum contest. And in the past, it was so easy for me to break the games down because I could just highlight Pac-12 and ACC and look between the two conferences. Now, this is like, you have no idea. It's hell on earth trying to figure out where every game is located, spreads, and all that stuff. This is it's a challenge, guys. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Jay does a great job. Jay's the one that's put them together, and on Monday mornings we kind of go over the schedules to make sure we put it on. Get it online as soon as possible. But you're right. It has been a tough one to get on. But, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. It should be a lot more fun.
Good. I'm happy you're laughing.
You don't know which way it's going.
It's a little more work to get the information to Bernie, but yeah.
Yes, it is a little more work. But fun nonetheless.
But
right?
I'm hungry for Chick-fil-A already, Adrian.
Ooh. Adrian, is this the year that you will be enjoying Chick-fil-A in the annual bet, or will you be paying a third year in a row?
If I don't win this year, I think I might have to sponsor this contest, guys. I think that's the only way we're going to have to get this done. So then I can rig the system, go on the backside of the website, and say that I had 10 out of 10 correct, guys.
This contest has been a lot of fun, and our entrants have been a lot. have been growing and growing every year.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of fun. Of course, there's some good prizes at the end of the year for him. So, y'all people that are joining in, tell your friends and to join. It's a lot of fun. No spreads involved, just winners. And, of course, this year we're going to be going over 4 conferences, so it's going to be all over the table. I'm looking forward to this year.
You ready to start?
Absolutely.
All right, boys. Here we go.
Jumping into it.
Week 1, Chick-fil-A Tony the Tiger Selectum contest. We'll begin with Colorado at Folsom Field in Boulder hosting North Dakota State. In the opener for both teams, we already know North Dakota State, one of the top FCS programs in the country. Colorado trying to bounce back after a terrific start last season. The Buffaloes, 10-point favorites as we open it up with Jay Pritchard, our celebrity picker this week. Jay, get us started.
So looking at this matchup for myself, I think Colorado's pretty much overhauled their roster 2 years in a row. They got 40 new players last year. They got 50 new transfers this year. That kind of inconsistency plus going up against the number 2 team in the FCS, I'm going to call for an upset here with North Dakota State.
I don't think that is a bad call early on. I really don't. But you have to realize one thing. If North Dakota State beats Colorado, there's going to be panic in the streets of Boulder on Deion Sanders this season, and the heat's going to come his way after week 1.
Well, the media's already after him for that whole, banning that media member from asking any questions. Yep. I just think with so much drama going on with that program, it's a distraction. They got a new head coach at North Dakota State who was their offensive coordinator for their 2014 and 15 national championship teams. So I'm still going with them.
All right, Bernie, your turn.
I kind of agree a lot with Jay, but I still think, Colorado is in the Big 12. North Dakota State is coming up. They are at home, and usually the home team plays pretty well on opening day at home. Do. I'm going with the Buffaloes.
All right. Adrian, your turn.
Yeah, I'm taking Prime because if they're not losing this, or if they lose this one right here, it is going to be trouble in Boulder. And, for all the stuff that Prime was talking all offseason long, the hype of Travis Hunter, the hype of Shedeur Sanders, they win this one.
All right. Jay, you're the only one on Upset Island today.
That's all right. I'll be the only one going 10 for 10.
I will take Colorado as well. I think it could be a close game. Scary enough, I do feel like North Dakota State can put a shock into the system. I wouldn't be surprised if they stay within the 10 and cover the spread, but I'm going to go with Colorado to win this one. I really am. All right, that takes us to game number 2. Bernie, you're going to lead us off now with Minnesota hosting North Carolina. This game is going to be at Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where right now UNC a 2-point road favorite to start it off.
See, I had it the other way. I thought I had Minnesota at 1.5 favorite. But again, Minnesota's at home. All right, opening day. However, maybe I'm choosing with my heart, but I was in North Carolina last week and got to meet with Coach Mac Brown, got to meet with their athletic director, got to have dinner with the players, looked at their facilities. I was very, very impressed with how they looked. The quarterback wise looked very good, even after losing May out there. But I am going to go with North Carolina this weekend.
All right, North Carolina for Bernie. Your turn, Adrian.
Grayson McCall, that's the quarterback right there, Bernie. And I had to do a little digging. I was like, why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, maybe because he's a 3-time Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year out of Coastal Carolina. Give me North Carolina. I like this group right here. And, I'm really looking forward to watching this team take on a Big Ten opponent like Minnesota.
All right, that makes 3 of us. I'm also going to go North Carolina. And really, you think about the reasons why, and I'm a big Mac Brown fan, and just looking at this team last season, they had a terrific record. And I don't know. I mean, the ACC is going to be loaded this year. There's a lot of teams that are going to do some damage. And North Carolina is not picked to finish near the top. In fact, they're kind of right in the middle of this conference. But I like them early on. I think they'll be able to come away with a win. Another close game. I think Minnesota's going to play them tough, but I will take the Tar Heels, Jay.
I'm going to go with the home team, Minnesota. So they've got a running back last year through the first 6 games of the season before he got injured for the rest of the year, was leading the nation in rushing. averaging over 133 yards a game. The guy's a stud. He should be back this year. He did have a little tweak this week during practice, but it's going to be close, but I'm going to go with Minnesota being at home.
All right. So far, Jay is trying to win this contest outright by picking against us. I like that. Which takes us now to game number 3. It's going to be TCU and Stanford from Stanford Stadium. It's going to be an 8:30 game, a late game on Friday. That's going to be on ESPN. Stanford, 9-point home underdogs, Adrian, going up against the Horned Frogs in this one.
Yeah, I got TCU in this game right here. I think it's a bounce-back season for TCU this year. And on the flip side with Stanford, 3 straight 3-9 seasons for the Cardinal. Uncharacteristic for them. And I'm curious to see how this transition will be to the ACC. We'll get to that later in the year. But for now here in non-conference, I got the Horned Frogs.
No, you're right. I mean, I don't think the Horned Frogs are going to be great in the Big 12, which, by the way, is going to be it's going to be good even without Texas and Oklahoma. They're going to be powerful. But Stanford, I just don't think they're turning it around so quickly. This is a team that's having a really, really tough rebuild, and I don't think it's going to continue to get any better this year. So I will, just like you, take TCU to beat Stanford on the road, Jay.
Yeah, I'm going with you guys too, TCU. This definitely isn't the Stanford programs that we were used to and that we saw here with Coach Shaw or Harbaugh, where you knew we were going to run, they knew you were going to run, and they were still going to run and run you over. It's just not there yet. So TCU.
Bernie.
Yeah, I agree. I think as a school like Stanford, I think all schools most schools go in cycles, and some cycles are bigger. Stanford was up at the top for a few years, and then, like I said, Coach Shaw dropped, and now they're on the bottom of the cycle. It's going to take them a few years to get back. I'm going with TCU.
All right, our next game then. I'll start us off. 10 a.m. Saturday morning, ABC, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. The Georgia Bulldogs hosting the Clemson Tigers. This is the kind of game, the Aflac kickoff, that you get excited about. I really like Clemson this year and Cade Klubnik. I think they're going to be fun to watch, and I think they're going to be a really good team in the ACC. The problem is who they're playing. The Georgia Bulldogs, the preseason #1 team in the country. Georgia's loaded. They got weapons everywhere. And even though I think Clemson could make this a pretty interesting game, I'm not picking upset yet. I'm going to go right now with the Georgia Bulldogs to win at home, Jay, and get it started.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, when Bernie and I started pulling these games out originally, we were kind of looking at all the conference records and the schedules to see how things would play out for us. And when we turned to Clemson's page and saw the first game, we both just started laughing and going, well, okay, that's a loss. So, yeah, Georgia for me all the way.
All right, Bernie.
There's no doubt it's going to be Georgia. Last year ACC got off to a tremendous pre-conference schedule across the entire conference. Not this year. They've already had one huge upset this last weekend with Florida State going down to Georgia Tech, even though that was a conference game. But okay. I think Georgia's just too good, and at home, and again on opening night.
Fantastic. Adrian.
There are only 3 active head coaches currently who have won national titles. Dabo Swinney, Mac Brown, by the way, happy birthday to Mac Brown today, and Kirby Smart. How crazy is that? There are not a lot of active coaches who've won a national championship. Give me Georgia in this matchup.
All right. Next up, Virginia Tech and Vanderbilt. It's going to be at First Bank Stadium in Nashville, home of Vanderbilt. By the way, 13-point home underdogs to Tech. Jay, get us started here for game number 5.
When I first looked at this, I was like, okay, Vanderbilt, SEC, cool. They were 2-10 last year.
They're always bad.
I know, man. And you would think just being in that conference, you'd have a little higher caliber of talent. I'm going Virginia Tech. They're our partners, and I think that they are strong enough to take them out at home.
All right, Bern?
I agree. I almost the lock of the week, but it's not. But I'm still taking Virginia Tech.
Next game will be the lock of the week. We'll talk about Adrian.
I'm going with the lock of the week right here, Virginia Tech. By the way, I'll say this. This might be my dark horse pick to win the ACC. A Texas high school quarterback in Kyron Drones, by the way.
I love that. All right, we're unanimous. I'll go Virginia Tech also at Vanderbilt to win. All right, that takes us then to one of the 2 Pac-12 schools that are playing this week. Still in the Pac-12 conference, I should say. There's a lot of former Pac-12 schools scattered around the country. However, Washington State's going to be in Pullman getting ready to host Portland State. This game's going to be on the CW Saturday at 1 o'clock. Washington State, Wazoo, 29.5-point favorites, Bernie.
Maybe
29.5.
Maybe this is the lock of the week right here, Washington State. But I don't know. Well, Jay might pick a little different than that, but but I'm going with Washington State.
All right, Washington State it is. What about you, Adrian?
No question about it. I got Wazoo here.
All right, we are 3 for 3. Let's see if upset special comes from Jay Pritchard. Are you going to pick with your head or your heart?
No, man. I think if I picked with my head and heart, we're still going Go Cougs.
There you go. I know. We'll even be close.
For those of you who don't know, Jay graduated from Washington State.
Yes, he loves Washington State.
Yeah.
To no end. All right, next up, Miami and Florida. That's right, number 19, Miami visiting Gainesville. Big one here to get things started. If you're the Florida Gators and you want to make a big statement, go knock off the number 19 Hurricanes, Adrian, to get it going.
Go Gators. This one's for Gator Richard right here. DJ Lagway, first 5-star quarterback under Billy Napier, going up against Cam Ward on the other side with Miami, a reshaped Miami team, by the way, that has talent all over.
They do.
But they're going to the swamp, so give me Florida.
I'm with you. I can't listen to Gator Richard if they lose this game to Miami. It's going to be a miserable Monday for us on the show. Actually, Tuesday, because we'll be off on Labor Day. So I'm with you. I'm going for, this is for Gator Richard. I will also go Florida over Miami, Jay.
I'm going Miami, and reason being is Cam Ward was a grad transfer who was the quarterback for Washington State last year. He was going to go to the NFL and then decided to go to Miami. Florida, to me, they've just got a lot of pressure on their coaching staff right now. And we were talking about the cost of doing college sports right now. They just invested an additional $3 million into their coaching staff, another $5.3 million into their support staff, after putting in $85 million in facilities. So if they don't win this year, the door is wide open for Coach to be gone.
All right. That's good. Bernie.
One of the last ones that I actually marked down because I really had to think about this one. I have Miami as a 2.5-point favorite. Is that correct?
Let me double check that. I believe so, yes.
On the road?
Yes.
3 points to the home team. I'm going with Florida.
Okay. Interesting pick. All right, we've got 3 to go as we continue on Sports Talk. In fact, let's get Oregon State and Idaho State through, and then we'll finish it off with trivia and our last 2 games after the break. As far as Idaho State and Oregon State, it's exactly like you would expect from Corvallis. The Beavers, nearly, more than 4 touchdown favorites, 28.5 points. Again, this is one of those locks for you, folks. You need a couple of layups, and they gave it to you. I'll take Oregon State at home, Jay.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oregon State at home.
Bernie.
Same here. Oregon State.
Adrian.
Oregon State.
Fantastic. 2 to go. We'll do those after the break. But first, why don't we play trivia right now and give somebody an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the 2024 Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl on December 31st.
Short question, but I tell you what, I think it's a great question. I think it's one of the best trivia questions we've ever had.
All right.
Question. For 2 tickets to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl on December 31st, what NBA dunk champion played in the Sun Bowl? What year and who did he play for?
Wait a minute. We had a slam dunk NBA champ play in the Sun Bowl?
What NBA dunk champion played in the Sun Bowl? What year and for whom did he play?
All right. So it's a 2-part question. We need the team and the year. First person through to know, 505-6009 wins the tickets. 505-6009. We'll come back, wrap up the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl watch with our picks right after this. 600 ESPN El Paso.
In the El Paso Metroplex, we still have that big trouble spot, I-10 West at Porfirio Diaz, overturned semi. They're exiting traffic off at Porfirio Diaz. That Porfirio Diaz exit, they're going to exit you off the freeway. I-10 West, Porfirio Diaz, that overturned semi just blocking everything right there. It's going to take a while to clear this one. Plus, we just have some very busy traffic, I-10 East Piedras through the Reynolds area. Leo's Restaurant, 7520 Rimcon. Gold Miners from Leo's Restaurant. We have the famous tortilla soup. Tuesday through Sunday from 11 to 8. That's tonight. Party trays, popular Mr. Tea specials, full menu. Leo's Restaurant, 7520 Remcon, Charlie 1600, ESPN El Paso.
Do we really have a winner on trivia that quickly? Seriously?
I'll be honest, Steve. Our listeners were ready to go this time around. We had some good answers. Even those who did not win even guessed this one correctly.
Impressive. Bernie, who was the NBA dunk champ to play in the Sun Bowl, and when did he play?
His name is Nate Robinson, who played in the 2002 Sun Bowl versus Purdue and was a cornerback and started as a true freshman for Washington. He stopped playing football to focus on basketball the rest of his college career, and he is the only 3-time NBA dunk champion. The 21st overall pick by the Phoenix Suns in the 2005 NBA draft. He was later traded to the New York Knicks on draft night.
Wasn't Nate Robinson about 5'7"?
Yeah, he was tiny. He was 5'9" if he was wearing elevator shoes.
And he was playing corner, which is even more impressive. That shows you how good his vertical was.
He's a great athlete out of the state.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll tell you the generational gap. So I'm talking Nate Robinson back here, and I'm like growing up as a Nate Robinson fan, especially when he was on the Celtics and stuff like that. Sebastian back here is like, hey, that's the guy who got knocked out by Jake Paul, right? And I was like, oh, no.
Oh,
man.
poor guy. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, same guy.
Same guy.
Who's our winner?
Who is our winner?
Mike Munoz. Big shout out to him.
Nicely done, Mike. Way to go. Taking care of our trivia quiz.
That is awesome, but I thought that was one of the best trivia questions we've ever had, and I thought it was going to take a while.
I did too. That was good.
By the way, just to let you all know, a lot of people chiming in on the semi-truck that has in fact flipped on I-10 West near exit 19, which is doing a ton to downtown El Paso right now as far as traffic goes. So hearing all about that happening and how there's a large section of I-10 West at Porfirio Diaz that's been closed down.
I was in that traffic coming from the convention center. It came up Mesa, and it's just as bad. It's just still bumper to bumper, all 4 lanes.
Man.
Up going Mesa, that's what took me a while to get here.
All right. Well, be careful if you're driving, that's for sure. 2 games to go, guys, as we start off week 1 of the Chick-fil-A Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl Selectum contest. Let's get right into it, and we'll jump back in with what really should be a fun one when you think about these two teams. How about number 7 Notre Dame getting an opportunity to visit College Station and Kyle Fieldhouse when they take on number 20 Texas A&M, a 3-point favorite. So shows you always say you get a field goal when you're the home team. That essentially means this is a pick'em contest, Jay, between the Irish and the Aggies.
I got to go with Notre Dame. They were here last year for no other reason. I think it'll be a great game, and even though Texas A&M's a tough place to play, I'm going Notre Dame.
Bernie.
I agree with Jay with Notre Dame. Like I said, Texas A&M got a new coach. Sometimes it takes a while to get it going, but it is going to be wild. It is going to be wild in Kyle Field this Saturday afternoon.
College game days.
It is going to be a wild place, but I like Coach Freeman. I like what he's done. I understand they're not even playing the quarterback that started here at the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, but I'm still going with Notre Dame.
Adrian.
They're paying $76 million to Jimbo Fisher, guys, in buyout fees over there in Texas A&M. To not coach, to just be there on the side. I don't know about the Mike Elko situation. I do like Colin Klein, their offensive coordinator, but I will go here with the Fighting Irish and Notre Dame, although I'm a little worried here. All of us are going that way.
Yeah, we're unanimous, and I was originally going to go A&M just to be different, but it's a rebuild a little bit. You don't just turn it around overnight. And even though you're going to be pumped up to take on a team that's the 7th-ranked team in the country and you're ranked in the top 25, I don't necessarily know if we're going to get overnight results in College Station, although they would love to storm the field after the game if they could pull this one off.
I tell you, obviously, I know Coach Alco from Duke, and he was a tremendous guy and a great coach. Obviously, what he did at Duke was unprecedented. It was going to be a hard time to follow Coach Cutcliffe. He did a fantastic job, but I still think it's just going to take a little bit to get him going.
5:30 Sunday, guys, the last game, the Modelo Vegas Kickoff Classic from Allegiant Stadium. We've got number 23 USC and number 13 LSU. Another tight one where LSU is a 4.5-point favorite. They're not really the home team because it's in Vegas, but they are getting They are the 4.5-point favorites as the home team in this one. Bernie, who do we like?
Like I said, it is in Vegas. It's kind of close to L.A., but it is a neutral site game. But I'm still going with LSU over USC.
All right, LSU for Bernie. Adrian, your turn.
I didn't do enough homework on this one right here, so I'm just going to flip a coin and go USC on this one right here.
Ooh, I like it. I'm with Bernie. I'm going LSU on this one, too. Tons and tons of talent. They both have a lot of talent, but LSU is just loaded, and I think they're going to showcase that offense against USC, Jay.
Yeah, I think LSU's got this one. USC last year fired their defensive coordinator because they were 121st in the country. The talent being what it is, I think USC's overranked there at 23, to be honest with you.
All right. That leads us to the end, and that is the over-under total points in the Notre Dame A&M game. And, Jay, I'll take it back to you from the beginning and let you take the first shot at total points for the tiebreaker.
55 is what I'm going with.
55. Bernie.
Low scoring, 49.
Ooh, wait till you hear mine. 49 for Bernie. All right, Adrian, your turn.
63.
63 for Adrian. All right, I'll go 48. 48.
This is Price is Right. You going one?
Notre Dame and A&M.
$1.
There you go. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys. Enjoyed that for the first week. I wish everybody the best of luck. And, Jay, nicely done getting us started here for our first Chick-fil-A Sun Bowl Selectum contest of the season.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to work with Bernie on a daily basis and be a part of this wonderful partnership that we've had with you guys. Gosh, we've been doing it for quite a while now, so thank you, Steve.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, couldn't do it without Chick-fil-A, Joy and Anthony. And Anthony, and just want to thank them again for allowing us to do this. Great shout out to Southwest Flag Football League and our tournament that we just finished on Sunday. It was a tremendous event. We had 75 teams play, which is a jump of about 30 teams from last year.
Nice.
And I would definitely give a shout out to Goodwill Industries of El Paso. And again, just because the tournament's over doesn't mean you cannot. If you have stuff that you want to get rid of, just don't toss it in the trash can, but take it down to Goodwill. A lot of people could use it, and a lot of people can use it. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy that tournament worked out great. I'm sure some amazing flag football players, too, that came to town.
Yes, there is.
Awesome. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bernie, enjoyed it. Jay, good luck. We'll see how you do.
All right, thanks, Bud.
You got it. Final 30 next. Tim Haggerty coming up after the Cowboys update. 600 ESPN El Paso.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Dolphins receiver Odell Beckham Jr. undisclosed injury will start this season on the PUP list, so he's out at least the first 4 games of the season. Miami had signed OBJ to fill its need at wide receiver 3 alongside Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Among the moves made as teams trimmed to get to the 53-man roster, the Chiefs cut receiver Kadarius Toney. Even though holdout edge rusher Hassan Reddick hasn't taken part in a single practice or meeting with the Jets since his trade from the Eagles, Coach Robert Saleh said there's still a path for him to play in the season opener. Reddick, regarding his holdout, shouldn't be the one to blink first with the Jets, advises ESPN's Booger McFarland.
Listen, the Jets made a mistake by trading for him and not giving him a new deal. So that's already out there. If I'm him, I would probably not come in and tell the Jets, hey, you want me in, sign me, and add $2.5 to $3 million on top so I can pay my fine so I can break even when this deal is over, because you knew exactly what I wanted when you traded for me.
NFL owners voted to change the league's leadership structure, allowing private equity firms to purchase limited stakes in NFL teams.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card. From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN and the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is Freddie and Harry.
Donnie Don, what you got, my friend?
I heard Harry talk about Hal's. I also am a Hal's lover, brother. And I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of this appetizer they got called Lobster LeBeau? The lobster tail that they cut up, flash fry.
Okay.
Then they top it with lump crab meat and a creamy lemon butter sauce. I know you love lemon butter sauce, Freddie.
You like the creamy
Freddie, you can't wait to get that creamy lemon butter.
Jeez. Yes, sir. This is Freddie and Harry.
And welcome to the best show on your radio. You know it better as the Electric Circus. As Freddie and Harry, I'm Freddie Coleman. He's Harry Douglas on the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in and always tell your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. Before you hear from us, our best and worst first day of school experiences, we can't wait to tell you ours. And Harry's got a good one. He kind of teased it. I can't wait to hear that full story, how it was not a good first day of school for him. But we had DJ in Florida on, and we went to him about an hour and a half ago, and he didn't pick up. So he's going to explain exactly why he was not there when he got his name called at 888-729-3776. DJ in Florida, what happened?
I was in my work truck as a cameraman. I had to put the phone down. I can't be on the phone while driving.
Okay.
But Freddie Coleman, please tell me you must be on the same drugs Ladarius Toney on, because if you watch that game, only thing Kansas City is the lead in is holding. They held in the AFC Championship, which they shouldn't won, and they held in the Super Bowl. If Kansas City don't have no receivers, how is he able to sit back there and throw the ball? Number two.
DJ, hold on. Hold on, DJ. Before you get to number 2, who's your team? That's what I want to know.
San Francisco.
Aha! I knew we'd get to the.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Ding, ding, ding.
Continue, DJ. Continue.
And now, mind you, Dak Prescott has been trash since he was at Mississippi. The only person he has to throw the ball to is CeeDee. They don't have a running game, and they just lost, was it Bland or whoever the cornerback is? So you know what that means? They're not going to the playoffs. And I guarantee you this, if Danny Dimes can have a receiver to catch the ball, because everybody say he's trying, but he ain't got no receiver to catch the ball, Dallas is going to catch hell. I promise you that.
You heard that, huh, Freddie Coleman?
I heard it. How about this, DJ? Tell your coach to stop screwing up in big games. Don't blame the refs for not calling holding, or he had plenty of time to stand back there and throw the football. Your team, again, for the second time in the Super Bowl against Kansas City, had a lead.
Go ahead, respond, DJ.
And couldn't put them away.
What say you, DJ?
What say you, DJ?
I can say this, Paul Shannon, he started running the ball the first time when we lost and Emmanuel Sanders was wide open. Can't say nothing about that. He should have stopped running the ball. But, again, if you don't hold me, I can touch the quarterback. If I can't touch the quarterback, you know what that means? He has all day to throw the ball to people like a Ladarius Toney that look like he's on cocaine all game.
DJ, if they called holding every play, games will last 8 days, period. As much as you want to say Kansas City was holding, your offensive line was holding too and getting away with it. That's just the part and parcel of an offensive league that is a National Football League. But put it this way, don't have a lead in a playoff game and blow it like your team did in the NFC Championship game versus the Rams. And also, the Lions gave it away against your team in the NFC Championship game this year, and then you had a lead against Kansas City in the second half. You get an interception at the beginning of the second half. Harry Douglas had a chance to put points on the board and really put Patrick Mahomes in a dire straight situation. What did they do? Donut. Nathan. Nada. Didn't score a point. And then you forgot about the rules of overtime, and you allow Kansas City to go down there and score again. You can say holding all you want. It don't matter because your team didn't beat them anyway.
Freddie, the greatest thing about our callers is that they love to chime in about one another. John in New Mexico, you like to respond to DJ? Let's hear it.
Yeah, he's probably on the same peace pipe that previous caller was on. I mean, the 49ers all season long, they don't get nothing but the quarterback Purdy back there all day to throw because they're holding. Then they get to the playoffs with real competition, and Purdy's under duress. I mean, hell, they got rid of the quarterback 2 years ago because he overthrew a wide receiver that supposedly cost them the Super Bowl, and then Purdy gets under duress and gets hurt. They lost another chance of going to the Super Bowl. I mean, they ought to call them the 40 Whiners instead of the 49ers.
Oh, Lord.
Well, when did the Paul Feinbaum show take over this program?
But I will say this about DJ. I love the simple fact that a lot of our callers listen to us at work.
Absolutely.
When they should be working.
Yes.
But they know how to finagle the system. So shout out to all of y'all. We appreciate you from the top to bottom.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. We always appreciate any time, like I always mention, you give us 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 50 minutes. We trampoline off of that. We stand on your shoulders as far as that goes. but we're not about trying to get people fired. Believe me, we're going to be here for more than a minute. We love the passion. We love the loyalty. I do not want people on the unemployment line. I don't want that to be the new Freddie and Harry slogan. Freddie and Harry, listening to them and firing. Never felt so good. That's not what I want from our listeners out
We have
there.
a podcast. I'm going to tell y'all to keep listening to us. Just sneak and do it.
Absolutely.
And also resort to the podcast, too.
Yeah, download the podcast from the ESPN app. This way you stay employed as much as possible. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman, together on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. For a lot of young men and young women around the country, whether they're in high school, elementary school, college, this week has been the first day of school for them. For some, it's a continuation if you're about to be a senior. For others, it's a brand new beginning going to a new school. Could be a new high school, a new elementary school, could be a new college. What was your best or worst first day of school experience? Can't wait to hear what the fellas got to say about that, because I know it's going to be good. So, Harry, you're going to start us off. Pick one, your best or worst first day of school experience, and let the nation know exactly how that day turned out for you.
So I'm going to start with the worst, Freddie. And I'm trying to remember, it was either 9th or 10th grade. So the clothing line, Aniche, used to be hot back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I had this,
yeah.
I had this velour short Aniche set, right?
Uh-huh.
Tan. I had the white Soldier Reeboks to go with it and everything.
I know.
Slouch socks. So down south, we used to wear slouch socks back in the day.
Oh, yeah, they do
So
stocking
had
socks.
had my slouch socks with it and everything. So I iron my own stuff just like you since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
I turned the iron all the way up, not really paying attention to what I was doing because I was focusing on other things too.
Uh-huh.
And I set the iron on my Nietzsche set. And oh my goodness, Freddie, I couldn't wear it.
No.
I had to throw the outfit away.
Yeah, the smell alone.
I was so devastated because I just knew I was going to walk in there with my white undershirt, with my tan Nietzsche shirt, with the tan shorts to match it, with my white Soldier Rees and my slouch socks. No. But let me tell you about another time.
Okay.
My senior year,
Mm-hmm.
I had those red jabots.
Of course.
And a tall tee. So the T-shirt came all the way down to the middle of my thighs because that was in then.
Right.
And I had on me some fresh white Air Force Ones. Oh, I killed them that day, Freddie. I go in there, oh, Harry, how you doing? Baby, how you doing too?
Nice.
I'm doing good, baby.
Nice.
Man, it had been a nice little first date and got about 3 or 4 numbers, everything, Freddie.
So you were just like remember when in the movie The Wood, when they go to the dance and try to get numbers and compete with each other?
Oh, yeah.
That was you.
Yeah. Me and my homies.
You were slim, weren't you? Getting all those numbers. You were slim. Don't lie. You weren't Big Mike. You weren't Roe. You were slim, weren't you? You were slim.
You let Terry.
Cruz in California at 888-729-3776 on the Freddie Harry Groove Line. Cruz, what was your best or worst first day of school experience, my friend?
Oh man, I had PE for first period. Showed up, didn't have any of my PE clothes, nothing. So I had to borrow my friend's clothes, and his clothes were way too big. So I was out there in an extra, like triple XL shirt, shorts. I mean, I had to tie everything up, and it was just embarrassing.
Cruz out there looking like a stick man in PE class.
Hey, Cruz, real quick, if you had to borrow your friend's clothes, what did your friend wear in PE class?
Well, he had a different period. So he had PE like in fourth period. I had it first period, and I hit him up. I was like, hey, let me get the combination to your locker. And he's like, all right, just let you know my shirt's pretty big. I was like, I got to work with some. I ain't trying to get an inexcused absence. And, sure enough, there I was out.
Oh, no, Cruz. Cruz, you just hold on for a second because it got deeper now. I have more questioning now, Cruz. Cruz, I don't mean to be all up in your business. I don't mean to be all up in your personal business.
Uh-huh.
But y'all didn't share underoos, did you?
No.
Okay, I want to make sure, Cruz.
I had my own drawers.
Okay. I want to make sure, man.
It was just the shorts.
Wait, hold on. I got a follow up.
Okay.
So, like, who wore the gym clothes first? Because somebody was gonna be wearing funky gym clothes, right?
Well, I hope he washed it because I had a first period.
Right.
I don't know if he took it home and washed it or not, but I mean,
Hold on, were you using the washing machine in school? That's not happening.
put it this way. That's not Cruz's problem. He wasn't first.
Listen, that's a good friend.
I was going to say
that's a good friend by him.
If any friend can say, sure, wear my gym clothes, and he decided to wear them again in fourth period, now that's a true Boone Coon right there.
Cruz said, I had my own draw.
Listen, let me ask this question. I think I know the answer for all four of us.
Right.
Did you go extra hard in gym class and try to be gym class hero? I know Harry.
There were more than a couple of times. No, absolutely.
I did. Honestly, I was trying my best not to get sweaty in gym class.
See, we had showers and everything, and I didn't mind doing that. I didn't mind. I was not going to be funky after gym class. Wasn't about to do that.
Yeah, wait, I think. Did we have this conversation before?
What's that?
About showering after gym class?
I don't think we have.
I thought we did. Maybe.
Don't be scared, Dale. Don't be scared.
We did. I don't think you did, Harry or Shannon. I don't think you guys did.
I did. Yeah.
We didn't. Now that I think about it, no one did.
Yeah.
So you
in my high school.
You sweat in gym class and then just put back on your clothes and went about your day?
Harry didn't sweat in gym class.
Certain people barely had to do things in gym class.
I was about to say, you were one of them. I get that
I'm so
sense.
athletic.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has to go extra hard in gym class, Dale.
That's his way of saying that when I was in gym class, Freddie, Shannon, and Devin, I didn't sweat. I glowed.
How you gonna sweat in a gym that's named after you?
Wasn't at the time. It wasn't at the time.
But Harry had a crystal ball. He knew what was going to happen. Yale and South Carolina. What was your best or worst first day of school experience, my friend?
Man, it's harder to get on this show than operating a flip phone in the late 90s. But my first day, so I'm 47, so my first day I had like the Hilfiger shirt, you know, the Jabot jeans, and the white Reebok Classics look like snow when you walk out. But at that time, we was getting our names cut in the back of our heads, and so they used to call me D Nice. So the guy that you had your hood barber, he put D Nice in the back of my head, but when you look at it, looked like Denise. So when I got I got to school, there was a girl named Denise who looked like a kangaroo in the face, and it was like, oh, he likes Denise. So I had to kind of say, no, I don't like giraffe face, but so I had to wait for my hair to grow back in.
I've never heard someone call someone face a kangaroo. That's a new one. Oh my! I got tears. I got tears in my eyes on that one.
Yale's rocking it up the caller list, man. Yale's rocking it up the list.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. When it comes, everyone will tell you that first day of school, it could look like a fashion scene. Seriously,
100%.
Because
the first week, I'll say the first week.
Well, really, the first week, but no question, the first day, man, it was like the Met Gala. No matter where you went, because you didn't want to be that one that they talk about. I said, man, you see so and so look like a ragamuffin first day of school. That you didn't want to be that person as far as that goes, because I remember
it was different than nowadays. Now, don't mess around and come in on the first day of school. You done wore something from last year.
Yeah, no.
Boy, we used to get on people left and right.
You get clowned like you in the circus if you did something like that.
They send you to the office now.
Oh, they do? So you can sit there in shame?
No, they send you to the office talking about people now. Different times.
No, that's true. Yeah, that whole thing.
Growing up,
that was just part of the first day.
It was survival of the fittest.
Yeah, I've never get my first day in high school and senior at Long Island City High School in Astoria, Queens, New York. And back then, that's when Sassoon jeans were popular among guys as well as girls. I had like a fresh pair of Sassoon jeans on, had my Timberlands on, had my Sassoon sweatshirt. And I'm thinking, I'm just wearing it for you to look good and everything like that. People notice me. And when you go through 3 years of high school where barely any attention is paid to you in your first day of school with clothes, and people, oh, man, Freddie, that's a tight outfit, man. Freddie, that's a nice sweatshirt. That was like the only day in high school I was smelling myself. I was like, yeah. Then I went back to plan up the next day because I knew it was not going to last at that standpoint. But that was that one day I'll never forget. I went home, man. My jaws were hurting from cheesing so hard about that. Yeah, I'm Freddie Coleman. Remember my name. Remember that as far as that goes. It's the only time in high school that ever happened to me. It's sort of like my best first day experience when it came to that.
I might be in the minority here, but I actually prefer first day of school over last day of school.
Absolutely.
Like I know people love it's the last day, freedom, blah 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 blah, whatever.
First day always
first day, because I anticipate the first day for like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I got my outfit picked out.
Absolutely.
Back to school shopping was like an early Christmas gift
No
there.
doubt.
You might not get your back to school shoes you wanted, but at least you get like one of the options in your top 5.
No doubt.
Hopefully, depending on what the checks look like.
No doubt.
Like that for me, first day of school, I had my outfit ironed and laid out a week in advance, just waiting. I'm matching my underwear. I might not have been like, oh boy, possibly sharing his undies with his boys, but I had my whole thing laid out, ready to go.
You had the V cuts, you had them tighty whitey V cuts, ready to go.
I didn't wear tighty whities.
Fresh pair, nah, it was a new school year. That was a new school year. I had a fresh pair of tighty whities.
No. Shoot.
But can I say this too though? I think also like when we were in school, we loved school. We didn't like missing school. Nowadays, it's like these kids hate school, and I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't understand.
I think there's also a social component that comes with it as well, because you have to think about it. Like, you had your friends in your neighborhood or whatever, but going to school, you on the bus if you took the bus, so that's the chance to cut up. You cutting up at lunch. You cutting up
Shannon.
Yeah. The more kids are more isolation.
Right, exactly. Because
too much into their phones.
They're connected via phones. So they don't have to have that in-person connection.
That's true.
Whereas I'm looking forward to it. Riding the bus, either going or coming from school. Absolutely. Taking a late bus. Yeah, and maybe going somewhere you weren't supposed to because you on a late bus.
And put it this way, as any red-blooded American male out there would tell you, if you went to a certain school, and let's say you didn't live in that neighborhood, but let's say you went there, you couldn't wait to see who developed over the summer.
Yeah.
Especially in high school.
What the draft class look like?
If Marsha showed up looking one way in her junior year, then the senior, like, whoa, look at Marsha. Or there were plenty of women out there, young ladies out there. Man, Derek, man, he grew 4 or 5 inches, man. He didn't look that good last year. Believe me.
He improved his 40 times.
He improved his draft class.
Hold on.
We're not doing that. Shut up,
I guess we are. You said Derek grew what?
I'm going to Tom in Virginia. Tom in Virginia, 888-729-3776. I'm Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Terrific, Tom. What was your best or worst first day of school experience?
Oh, we're going with the worst here, fellas. Thanks for having me on. I'm going to tell you what, and the only reason I'm sharing this is because it's you guys. But I was a high school principal.
Okay.
First day, opening a brand new building. Feeling good. Life is good. The kids are behaving. Everything's going good. Come to lunchtime, I go into my office to sit down for a second, check a couple things, and, try to let out a little something squeaky there. And damn it if it wasn't wet.
Oh, no.
Right in my brand new, clean khakis.
What?
Blew it up.
What? Principal Boo-Boo Man.
Oh, great.
I hope he wasn't wearing the khakis.
Oh, no. He said khakis. He had a fresh pair of khakis on.
We got to throw them tighty whities away.
Everything has to go away. There's no washing machine that's going to save that.
You got to open up the window and hop out.
I give him credit as a principal being that transparent, sharing that, because most people, certain things you take to the grave with you.
You know what, Freddie?
What's that?
Only on Freddie and Harry.
That's very true. No question about that. Big Mike in Texas, what was your best or worst first day of school experience, my friend?
Oh, man. Hey, I hate even thinking about it. Why do you guys, man, come up with this? Man, I'm going to the 5th grade, and it was a big 5th grade because I went to school at Hyerville, and it only went to the 4th grade. And this Professor Howard, his son is Elson Howard of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we go into a liberal school in the 5th grade, and it was the first time I was on the bus with white people, and so I had drunk this jungle juice, earlier, and I was nervous. And at Chop Cotton all summer long, have nice clothes. I was fresh. I looked good. I had new clothes, and I kept throwing up in my mouth a little bit. I tried to hold it. I don't know what to do with it. So I ended up, the window was open in the bus, and I spit it out the window. And all the windows was open in the back, and it just went back into all the other students in the back. Oh, no. And it was just ruckus on the bus. I hit my head. I was like, oh, my goodness. So I ruined everybody's first day. And my
Oh, no.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, not to you, because you weren't the throw up or the throw up when it comes to Mike in Texas. Wow. Roy in the Nutmeg State of Connecticut. Roy, was your best or worst first day of school experience, my friend?
Hey, guys, happy to be here.
Appreciate you.
I was that chubby kid in 8th. This is not about fashion. I was that chubby kid in 8th grade that everybody picked on.
Uh-huh.
And my dad told me, why don't you go out for football? Something happened over the summer of 8th grade to 9th grade. and I was starting defensive end.
Nice.
Starting right guard, and I came into school, and the tables had turned.
Ooh.
Good for you.
First day of school.
Good for you. Absolutely. I love stories like that because all of a sudden, Roy came back to school and said, y'all have to deal with me.
King Kong ain't got on me. Next. Who's up next?
I would love to see the look on the faces of those because they're probably, oh, man, Roy's going to be here first day of school. Man, we got him his junior year. We going to get him now. And then Roy went from Roy to Royston. All of a sudden, he looked around like, got to leave Royston alone.
Calling everybody out there at practice. Yeah, get on up.
Exactly.
Next.
Yeah, exactly. You got
Talk
your
now.
turn. Yeah, run your mouth. Mouth almighty, tongue everlasting.
This
What
how
you
you
got to
get
say
them.
now?
Talk now, boy.
Exactly. Get right up on him.
So you know he means business.
He meant business. Yeah, Roy, bravo as far as that goes. Keep weighing in. Your best or worst first day of school experience. Getting a lot of great calls. We want to continue to get them from you on the Freddie and Harry Groove line at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Your best or worst first day of school experience. Devin Kane's going to share his, one of our producers, because he has not been heard from yet. So he's going to share his, you share yours. And plus, we're going to share the thought process when it comes to how much blame should be on the shoulders of Jerry Jones if the Cowboys continue to not be a Super Bowl team. Or is it really on Jerry Jones? This is Freddie and Harry, and this is ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Greeny. I'm picturing the ultimate marketer, the ultimate salesman, which is Jerry Jones, imagining Deion and Shedeur Sanders as his coach and quarterback.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Saturday, September 14th. Speaking Rock wrecks the neighborhood with Drowning Pool. Drowning Pool, live on the Speaking Rock outdoor stage. Drowning Pool return for another free show. Saturday, September 14th. Drowning Pool, ages 21 and over. See Speaking Rock's Facebook for more info.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, you can upgrade your home with up to $1,500 off select appliances from top brands like Whirlpool. Enhance your kitchen with quality and convenience from Whirlpool, like the freestanding electric range with built-in air fryer and the tall tub dishwasher with third rack, all available at the Home Depot. Right now, shop Labor Day savings up to $1,500 off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid August 22nd through September 11th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Fall's coming, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Getting behind the wheel after drinking could change your world. Bobby here had a great time at the party and thought he was good to drive home. Now, Bobby's facing jail time, an upset wife, disappointed parents, and up to a $10,000 fine. It only takes one bad decision to change your world forever. Getting behind the wheel after you've been drinking is one of them. Drive sober or get pulled over. Learn more at NHTSA.gov. That's NHTSA.gov. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KICK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KICK to 42424. That's KICK to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Friday, October 28th, Borderland 100 Club presents the first ever Chaplain Mike Aveta Memorial Golf Tournament, benefiting area first responders during crisis, as well as families of fallen heroes. Sponsorship and team entry at apcf.org/B100 events, or call 915-276-1234.
It's Freddie Coleman, and you're listening to Freddie and Harry on 600 ESPN El Paso.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Odell Beckham Jr. signed by the Dolphins to be wide receiver 3 alongside Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Will begin the season on the PUP list, meaning he'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. Beckham has not practiced because of an undisclosed injury. On this day where teams needed to cut down to get to the 53-man roster, the Chiefs released one Super Bowl hero, Kadarius Toney, and are keeping another, so they'll have 7 receivers on their initial 53-man roster. ESPN NFL analyst Andrew Hawkins.
They're trying to get stability. I mean, that's the big thing for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they're going with players that they have known to be consistent for a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Now, look, they're going with the guys like Juju Smith-Schuster, McCole Hardman. For Patrick Mahomes, he needs to know what he's dealing with going into the season, so on a week-in, week-out basis, they have something to base their pass game on.
The Browns kept all 4 quarterbacks on their initial 53-man roster. Tyler Huntley, Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the running to be a backup alongside Jameis Winston behind starter Deshaun Watson. NFL owners voted to allow private equity firms to purchase limited stakes in NFL teams.
Hey, it's Courtney Cronin coming up on Wednesday on Unsportsmanlike. Dan Orlovsky says there's only 9 elite QBs in the NFL right now. Does he have a point or is he way off base? It's Unsportsmanlike Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
You can tell me how you want it, how you need it, I don't mind. Need you right here by my side, cause out of sight is out of mind. And out of spite, you hit decline, but I was hype. I hit your line a few more times. When you hit back, I'm gonna respond.
Tell me how you want it.
He's Harry Douglas, Freddie Coleman together on the Electric Circus version of Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance on Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in and always tell your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. Oh, keep weighing in. We're getting a lot of great responses from you. Your best or worst first day of school experience in the Freddie and Harry Groove line at 888-SAY-ESPN. That is 888-729-3776. Before we get to you, Devin Kane, what are our producers? We heard about Shannon's first day. We heard about Harry's best and worst day. You heard about my best day as my senior year, first day of that senior year in Long Island City High School. Devin Kane, best or worst first day of school experience. What you got?
To be honest, like I don't really remember something that sticks out in my mind.
Okay.
Like when you guys talking about your fits, I went to a Catholic school, so our fits were picked out for us, shirt and tie and khakis. So I didn't have to worry about what I was wearing every day.
Okay.
But yeah, I just remember loving going the first day, and I love The end of school. I loved it both. I love going to school.
Okay.
What are you laughing about?
I'm about to say, why is that so funny, Mr. Douglas?
I don't even know. It just was funny to me.
Why?
I don't know, y'all.
You must know why you're laughing.
Why? Exactly. There's a rhyme and reason why you decide to laugh.
So all of us can see each other because we're on the Zoom. Can y'all look at my eyes right now? Y'all remember what happened to me yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You tired?
Look at my eyes.
Yeah, you're still jet lagged from your Ireland trip over the weekend. You may not be in your right mind in another 10 minutes.
So you're just laughing because you're tired. Is that what you're saying?
That's it.
Okay, just making sure.
My body's on 10:32 p.m. right now.
That's really true. You may not feel right to the weekend.
I know.
All right, I do wanted to share one of my first day of school
Go ahead,
experiences. First day of high school or what have you, right?
Right.
Had, as I said earlier, had my outfit laid out. Right, I had my brand new pennies on, Air Penny 2s, 1996.
Okay.
Feeling great, whatever, right? So in the morning, I'm walking to the bus stop. But in order to get to the bus stop, I have to walk past this this trail or what have you that wasn't paved. So it's like a little dirt or whatever, right?
Oh, no.
It happened to have rained the night before. So I'm like, dang, I got to cut through here. That's the only way to get to this bus, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. My knees weren't as bad as they are now. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll jump. I'll make it, right? So I leapt. Right? Jumped. I was feeling good. And then about halfway, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not going to make it. Landed right in the mud. Squish. Not only did the mud splatter up on my brand new white and blue Air Penny 2s, but it splattered up on my clothes as well. So I'm at the bus stop. It did something.
All over you.
Split, all of that, right?
Ooh.
All on my brand new clothes. So I'm riding on the bus to school, feeling bad. I had this mud on me. I'm like sitting like a certain way so everybody can't really see.
Sure.
Like on the bus. I didn't even sit in the back. I sat right in the front so that, the cool kids couldn't see me, how messed up my fit looked. So then I had to go in the bathroom. So the whole first part, I was almost tardy for the first period because I was in the bathroom cleaning my clothes and my sneakers. Because there's no way I could walk around here. First day of high school, I'm going to walk around with this mud on my clothes.
So what did it look like? Because since you didn't have Febreze around at that time or any kind of spot remover.
I mean, soap water and that hard paper towel that was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Them brown ones?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. God bless you for sticking with it to make sure that your school fit was going to still fit, though.
Shannon better than me. I would have took them shoes and socks off and walked barefoot.
Y'all two are better than me. I would have just taken my behind home. See y'all for day 2. I can't make this when it comes to day 1 as far as that goes. That's a no, my brother. Not doing that as far as that goes. Keep weighing in at 888-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Give us your best or worst first day of school experience. We'll hear a chance to hear what you have to say in about 10 minutes. Always good to have a little NFL yakety-yak with an FOS, meaning a friend of the show. That's Andre Hawkins, ESPN NFL analyst like Harry Douglas. He played in the NFL. Great follow on Twitter at Hawk, joining us here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. And before we talk a little NFL yak with you, what was your best or worst first day of school experience, brother?
I don't know if I could think of a best or a worst. They were all bad to me. We had to wear uniforms in my school, and we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So it's like you had to put all your energy was into the shoes of we all got the same uniforms on. So what you got in the shoe department? And we had what we call Bobos, which is the Payless specials.
They make your feet feel fine. Bobos. They cost $1.99.
So first day of school was always the worst because I know I was going to get made fun of the most on the first day until it all settled down and be like, okay, Hawk is wearing Voight. Let's just let it go, okay? Hawk got on Shaq shoes. That's fine. Let's move on with the rest of the school year.
Oh, my goodness. I'm glad, Andrew, you're able to share that with us. And a lot of people think about the first day when it comes to CeeDee Lamb being with the Dallas Cowboys. Many people know exactly what he brings to the table. But now the Cowboys have their guy back. If I say how close are the Cowboys being in the conversation with the 49ers and the Lions in terms of your power rankings, where do they rank with you?
I think they're right up there. I have them right behind both of those teams. I would also put probably Green Bay in that conversation as well for similar reasons. Look, for the Cowboys, they're heading into year 2 of this offense. If you remember the beginning parts of last year, they were really still trying to find their footing, right? They started to kind of deprioritized Michael Gallup. Brandon Cook got really, really comfortable, and he was able to take some of that pressure off of CeeDee Lamb, as was Ferguson in the middle of the field. But the linchpin to the offense is CD. You can't get what you got out of Ferguson or out of Cooks or out of this run game in Dak Prescott without CD being in that offense and at full strength. The West Coast offense is designed to stretch your pass defense both horizontally and vertically, right? Every piece of the offense is important. A lot of times people will use two tight ends, but in today's day and age, everyone uses more like a slot. When you look at CeeDee Lamb, he basically fills multiple roles in that West Coast offense. It's based on precision. He's a guy that can stretch the field vertically. He's probably the best, number one wide receiver in the league with yards after catch. He catches it in the middle. He can play the slot just as well as he can play on the outside. So without him in place, you're probably not looking at anywhere near close to the Super Bowl. Now that he is, if you expect this offense to take a leap in year two, which I do because everybody is more comfortable and most comfortable with each other, and they now have like a whole year's worth of reps, then you can't help but say that the Dallas Cowboys, when you look at their talent, are absolutely in that conversation for one of the top three teams in the NFC.
So, Hawk, let me ask you this. When it comes to Jerry Jones, how much blame should he shoulder for the Cowboys not winning? Is it really all on him, or is there a different component to that?
I won't say it's all on Jerry Jones because he's not the one out there, trying to beat DBs or throw passes or rush the quarterback. Mm-hmm. But I do think a lot of the issues that we see with the Dallas Cowboys, who are last 4 years, 12-win seasons, I think the issue is their pedigree and their expectations of themselves. And I'm hoping that the recent history and obviously the infusion of CeeDee Lamb and Micah Prescott as two more team leaders who seem like they're not okay with just being okay. And I won't even call them okay because they've been a really good football team in the regular season. But this idea that you get to kind of keep that quote-unquote championship pedigree when it's been 20 to 30 years since you've even come close to the Super Bowl, that's the issue. And that comes from Jerry Jones because his DNA is from that. But all these players, most of them weren't even born when the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl. So I think it is probably passive. Obviously, we can make arguments about how he handles things from a GM perspective versus an owner perspective and the timing, and also even if those jobs should be shared by the same person. But regardless, I've always felt a team from the Dallas Cowboys that, carries themselves as if they have any recent memory of actual championship pedigree, that they've kind of just, mooched off of what you get from the Michael Irvin, the Emmitt Smith, the Troy Aikman, and they got to build their own legacy, and they have the talent to do so. So I think that's the frustrating part for a lot of people, and Cowboys fans specifically.
Great stuff by Andrew Hawkins, an FOS friend of the show, ESPN NFL analyst on Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Hit him on Twitter, @Hawk. I caused a kerfuffle involving our staff here, Andrew, when I said I believe going into the season that the Kansas City Chiefs are the only elite team in the NFL. Not just because they've won back-to-back championships, trying to make it 3 in a row, but not too many teams have an elite coach in Andy Reid, an elite defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo, an elite quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, an elite tight end in Travis Kelce, and also an elite mindset where you're going to have to beat them. They're not going to give games to you. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, man, by that definition, it just sounds like you very, very specifically described the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thank you, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree by that definition. And I mean, by that definition, there's probably, if you look back even generationally, there's typically only one elite team then, right? Now, I think some people will push the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, which is, he's a cut above the rest, to be honest. And that's just factual. But I think there will be people that push him. I think the Baltimore Ravens will push him this year.
Sure.
Especially if Derrick Henry can, be the Derrick Henry that we remember from, the last 3 years, even in Tennessee, and he's in a situation where he doesn't have to bear the brunt of the offensive production. I think the Texans, and I won't call them a dark horse, but in year 2, C.J. Stroud, a young quarterback, I think their defense is elite. They have D'Amico Ryans as a coordinator. I think Bobby Slowick will be a head coach a year from now, and we saw what he was able to do with this offense last year. And you add Mixon, which, handles their biggest weakness in the run game, as well as Stephon Diggs, to an already probably elite receiving core, I think they have a real case to say, like, yo, if C.J. Stroud wakes up on the right side of the bed and Patrick Mahomes can't get to sleep the night before in the playoffs, there's a real toss-up to see who comes out of the AFC.
That may be the best argument against Kansas City, hoping that insomnia takes care of Patrick Mahomes when it comes to being the quarterback of the Chiefs in the playoffs. Andrew, always a favorite, one of ours, my friend. Have a great weekend. We can't wait to talk to you soon during the season, and take care for joining us on ESPN Radio.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Always appreciate Andrew Hawkins, ESPN NFL analyst and an FOS friend of the show. Great follow on Twitter, @Hawk joining Freddie Coleman and Harry Douglas. Keep joining us, 888-729-3776 on the Freddie and Harry Groove line. What was your best or worst first day of school experience? This is taking over the show, and we're all here for it, and we're all glad of it. 888-729-3776. Your calls are next on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This show and all of ESPN is streaming live on the ESPN app, featuring ESPN Plus, the streaming service powered by ESPN. From live events to original programming, download the ESPN app and sign up for ESPN Plus today.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats, too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. If you get a single, double, triple, or home run, you'll receive a prize. Smash a home run to collect a bonus bet on us. BetMGM and Game Sense for money to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-91-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market. Expire 24 hours from issuance. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
I'm ABC 7's Hillary Florin for 600 ESPN El Paso. Hope your day is going well. I have a look at the headlines on this 27th day of August from our KVIA studios. A U.S. Senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, is expected to make a rare visit to El Paso next week. The El Paso County GOP confirming to ABC 7 Senator Cruz will be making the trip to the borderland Thursday, September 5th. We're working to learn if Cruz will be visiting the border wall during that visit. Now, right now, details are still coming in. We'll continue to bring you updates as soon as we learn more about his visit. A Biden administration immigration program that would give spouses a U.S. citizen legal status without having to leave the country is temporarily paused this morning. The Department of Homeland Security has also begun taking applications for the program called Keep Families Together. Texas and 15 other states challenging the new policy. And a federal judge in Texas on Monday ordered a 2-week stay of approving any applications while the court weighs the merits of the case. President Biden announcing the program back in June. It offers spouses U.S. citizens without legal status who have been living in the U.S. for at least 10 years a path to citizenship. You can read more details at kvia.com. And El Paso County Commissioners approved setting a lower property tax rate for the county's hospital district while keeping the budget the same for next year. Commissioners unanimously approved the no new revenue tax rate for the county hospital district, which includes UMC. The rate of 21.9 cents per $100 of property value is a 7% drop from the previous year's rate, or about 2 cents. The average property owner in the county could see a slight reduction in taxes from this move, depending on how your property value has changed. UMC relies on a combination of property taxes and other revenue sources for its operations. And that's a look at your headlines. I'm ABC 7's Hillary Florin for 600 ESPN El Paso. Have a great day and stay safe out there. The roads are slick at times.
The 2024 Better Business Bureau Torch and Spark Awards are now open.
This is Elizabeth Terrazas, president of the Better Business Bureau. The BBB Torch and Spark Awards will recognize business leaders, entrepreneurs, and nonprofit organizations in our community that exemplify the highest standards of ethics.
Achieve the highest honor that the BBB can bestow and visit our website to learn more about the Torch and Spark Awards.
Don't wait. The deadline to apply is September 1st.
To apply or nominate an organization, visit bbb.org/El Paso.
Who doesn't love getting something for free? Labor Day deals have arrived at the Home Depot, and right now you can get a free Milwaukee 18-volt extended capacity battery, $159 value, when you buy a select tool. Get longer runtime and more battery life so you can power all your fall projects. Shop Labor Day deals and get a free battery when you buy a select tool at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in store and online.
Freedom on the open road. Sharp reflexes and smart decision-making is all that separates your body from the road. Even just one drink can affect your ability to ride. Alcohol limits your reaction time and decreases inhibitions, which is the perfect recipe for a DUI. So why would you ever risk riding while impaired? Ride sober or get pulled over. If you hit the bottle, don't roll the throttle. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Fall's coming. You have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve, so this fall make a plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a Colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Weather, uncorruptible yet mysterious. Its movement determined by the cosmos and nature as indiscriminate as it is life-giving. Here at ABC7, Doppler Dave Spielman puts his decades of experience to work, observing Mother Nature, studying her science to anticipate her track and craft the most accurate forecast you can trust for your property, your family's safety, and your peace of mind. Doppler Dave Spielman, the Borderlands chief meteorologist.
The only thing more satisfying than a crisp fall day is a crisp fall day inside your cozy, spotless home. Right now, shop Labor Day savings on select cleaning essentials and exclusive brands from the Home Depot. Plus, with fast free delivery, you don't have to worry about running out of your favorite cleaners, paper products, trash bags, and more. The Home Depot has everything you need to get ready for a fall refresh. Get your home crisp, clean, and ready for the season with the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on over 2 million items subject to availability.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Kenny, and you're listening to the home of Chihuahuas baseball, 600 ESPN El Paso.
In radio, whether it's your best or your worst, we want to hear from you when it comes to that first day of school experience on the Freddie and Harry Groove line at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. What was your best or worst first day of school experience? We got a lot of great phone calls in the last hour or so. Let's let that continue right now when it comes to Kevin in Texas. Kevin, your best or worst first day of school experience. Speak on it.
Hey, man, how y'all doing? Glad y'all taking the call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was down in Houston, man, in my freshman year in high school. I'm sitting in class, all my boys, all my partners in there. And the principal come across the intercom, say, Ms. Johnson, I need you to send Kevin Williams to the principal's office. I'm looking around like, what did I do? You know, and everybody looking like, ooh, you in trouble, right? So teacher like, hey, Kevin, get up, go to the principal's office. I don't know what you did, but go on. So I go down there. Even the ladies in the office looking at me crazy, right? So principal calls me in his office, sits me down, and he said, how you doing? How you like the school? How's first day? I say, hey, everything's going okay, sir. He said, well, I just want to let you know I know your big brother. Oh, man, I'm sweating now, right? Because my big brother was always one known for getting in trouble.
Okay.
And so he said, I don't want that out of you for the rest of this year. I say, hey, sir, I'm not my big brother, right? So he said, all right, we'll get out of there going back to class. So I go back to class, right? I go back to class, and everybody like, why you ain't in trouble? Why you ain't in detention? Why you what? I say, hey, man, the principal just wants to talk to me. We cool. Next thing you know, the rest of the day, I'm a snitch. I'm a paid informant.
They thought you snitched on somebody.
Talk about a payoff where he had us at the beginning. Guilt by association. They said, man, they thought I was a snitch. Well done, Kevin in Texas. Well done.
That's hilarious.
That is a fantastic story. Can you imagine you walk back in the class? Oh, don't tell him anything. Kevin's going to tell on you. Snitches get stitches.
You don't get called to the office and sent back like that if you ain't snitching on people.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was not. His big brother got him in trouble. His big brother's not even in school anymore. Mike in Kentucky, what was your best or worst first day of school experience?
Hey, guys. Good to be on there. So junior or sophomore year of college, I tore my ACL. And at first it was misdiagnosed, so I laid around just drinking beer and getting fat. And then when it time to do rehab, my insurance wouldn't cover it out of state, so I had to do my own rehab. I went from 185 pounds to 145 pounds back up to 165. And by the time I got back to school, my frat brothers had a semi-intervention because they thought I was on steroids. I was so buff.
Okay, wow. What kind of own therapy did you do? That's what I want to know.
A lot of beer and 3 or 4 hours in the gym every day.
Wow. Excuse
Listen, that
me.
ACL life is serious. I know all about that.
You and me both, man.
That's something I don't wish on my worst enemy.
That is one of the worst things when the doctor tells you torn your ACL and you're thinking about, I'm just limping around. I should be okay. And the doctor's like, oh, no, we looked in there. It's going to be a long rehab for you.
I tore my ACL as well. Mm-hmm. Worst days when you after surgery for a week and then you go to physical therapy. Oh. And they don't take it easy on you either.
No, they don't.
They're taking your leg and twisting it. And I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to do that. And they're like, nope, it is.
It's supposed to. If it wasn't supposed to before, it's going to now.
So they used to have to tie me to strap me to a table when I was with the Falcons.
Right.
Because, man.
That pain
that's another level pain. And then when you wake up and you get up to walk, all the blood flowing down to your leg.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The worst.
If you can avoid that, please do. This PSA from Harry Douglas, Devin Kane, and Freddie Coleman regarding ACL injuries. Justin in Phoenix, what was your best or worst first day of school experience?
Hey, guys. So I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and go Saints. And I can't remember how old I was, maybe kindergarten or first grade. Well, when we left for school, the teacher put a note on me, so I thought I was in trouble, so I covered it up. Well, when it got time to exchange school buses, I was supposed to get on a different bus. That's what the note was for. But I didn't because nobody saw the note. So then I was driving all around town with the school bus, not getting off at my stop until the very end. And the lady's like, well, we missed your stop. And I was like, I didn't know what to do because I was, 6, 7 years old. And so this lady, bless her heart, she found a payphone, called my mom because my mom taught me my phone number when I was that little.
Wow.
And she called my mom, and bless her heart, she drove me home. And I was about 30 minutes from where I was supposed to be. So
wow.
I got in trouble because I covered up the note, but my mom was furious.
That's a good Samaritan right there.
Yeah.
She didn't pass that buck to anybody else. So, yeah, good on her when it came to that. Keep weighing in. Best or worst first day of school experience at 888-729-3776. And first days for NFL rookies are next.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
It was the clues these victims left behind that led police to their killers.
How I Caught My Killer. The true crime phenomenon returns.
We lifted that floorboard up. Lo and behold, a trench.
With 10 all-new episodes.
Because of the screenshots he left behind, he was a hero.
It's like she was calling out to us from the grave.
I couldn't believe it.
We were shocked.
I see this.
He just recorded his own murder.
We got a serial killer off the street.
How I Caught My Killer. Now streaming only on Hulu.
Whatever happened to Tony Horton, the guy who created the revolutionary P90X?
2017, I was knocked down. A very rare type of shingles that went straight into my brain. My body was completely wasting away. I started researching everything related to building my muscle back again. That's when I learned about the potential of HMB plus vitamin D3 and what they can do when it comes to helping build new muscle.
So Tony developed high-impact protein by Power Life.
Just add 1 scoop of high-impact protein to a glass of water or your morning smoothie and enjoy the effects of that boss molecule and factory worker combination. Reshaping your body each and every day. More energy, burn more fat, and probably drop a few pounds along the way.
High-impact protein by Power Life is a tasty once-a-day powder that comes in either whey or plant protein. Go to mypowerlife.com and use code MUSCLE to save 30%. Tony even offers a 90-day guarantee. Go to mypowerlife.com or text MUSCLE to 511-511. Text MUSCLE to 511-511 today. All individuals are unique. Your results can and will vary. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Joey, let's get some drive-thru.
Yeah, bro. Food.
I'm gonna have to ask you to step out of the car, sir.
Joey, let's get some drive-thru, man.
Let's order delivery instead.
If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is a DUI. If you think no one can tell you're high, think again. Your friends, family, and especially law enforcement can see right through it. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high and get a DUI. Brought to you by NHTSA.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave.
That's my son Jared, but the world knew him as recording artist Juice WRLD. He released 4 studio albums, 9 EPs, 2 mixtapes, 35 singles, and is one of the most streamed artists ever. What the world didn't fully understand was the depth of his struggle with addiction and mental health. At the height of his fame, we lost him to an accidental drug overdose. I'm Carmela Wallace. I started Live Free 999 to remove the stigma and normalize conversations around mental health and substance abuse. I want to ensure that no other parent or loved one faces what I've faced.
Go to livefree999.org to find resources and learn more. If you or someone you know need urgent support, text LF999 to 741741.
Think your child might have swallowed the wrong medication, gotten into your household products, had a reaction to a bite or a sting? Call the Poison Helpline first for fast, free advice from medical professionals. Call 1-800-222-1222 anytime, anywhere. Save the number, save a life. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Streaming worldwide through the 600 ESPN El Paso mobile app. 600 ESPN El Paso is KROD El Paso, a Town Square media station.
We've got about 30 to go here on the show. Sebastian Perez Navarro with us as well. SPN and the man, Alberto Urueta. Adrian, they've been quiet today because we've been so busy with guests and filling this show up really from start to finish.
That's right, and these two are teaming up Friday evening, our special stream, our featured game of the night, not game of the week, but featured game of the night on our stream that's going to be happening. More details to come. These two will partner up. SPN will handle the play-by-play for Coronado Americas. Alberto Ureta will handle color commentary and also the call-ins on Football Friday Night, all coming up this week.
I like that. Sounds like they're going to have a good time. You looking forward to working with SPN?
Very, very excited for what's to come here Friday.
Good. You know what I like about you? You're a man of few words. How does that work with the broadcast? How does because are you going to be doing analyst work and letting Sebastian do the play-by-play?
Yeah, and the problem for me personally with is
speaking?
As I talk too much.
Oh,
so
really?
There's no in between.
How will that work? Sebastian, will you just cut off Alberto and completely cut him short if he's in the middle of trying to complete a sentence and a play's going? What are you going to do?
Absolutely not. The biggest difference there is that since viewers can watch what's going on in the action, for example, if there's a big play, I'm going to let Alberto speak, Alberto, excuse me for that stutter, up until after he's done with his sentence and then call the touchdown. Because we need to know the thoughts, we need to know the key analysis. If it were radio, then it might be a little bit different because of that element of only hearing the broadcast, but definitely, Alberto, I won't be cutting you off anytime soon.
How do you like that? That's big news.
Yeah, that is big news. Sometimes I do need to be cut off, though. So
why? What's wrong? What are you saying? What are you going to do? You going to do something crazy during this broadcast?
I ramble. No, I'm just kidding.
You do ramble, by the way, I should cut you off. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like I'm way too patient with you, and I should just interrupt you. But when I interrupt you, then all of a sudden, listeners are going to be like, "Why are you cutting off Alberto? Give him a chance to talk, and don't just cut him short." So. It's just the way things work around here.
Yeah, and I mean, to the listeners, is he cut me off because I'm rambling. But no, at Minor Vision, when we would do softball, the interns like to have a running joke that I would talk about uniforms for too long. They just didn't like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you?
It's part of the game.
Part of the game.
And
People care.
And I'm talking about it, and they would be like, hey, it was just really annoying.
Yeah.
I don't sit here and tell you what to say.
So
You should try. See how that works out.
Yeah, it was just like, so it was going to work and having people comment about what you're saying and how you're saying it was kind of annoying.
We should ask Hags, some tips right here for you guys, especially uniforms. How long to spend on talking uniforms?
True. Maybe there is a set time and I would exceed it.
Hags could give you some good advice.
I'm sure. I know he can.
Haven't you watched sports broadcasts your whole life?
Yes.
So wouldn't you know pretty much how to handle the analyst work? I mean, you've watched it. Why would you ever get caught up in a comment where you go long?
Well, I wouldn't. I had no issues. I was A-okay. It was the people who were the interns there would always have a comment, and it would be like, what do you want me to tell you, brother? It was just repetitive and annoying, Yeah, just you're coming in you're trying to do the best you can, and it's a joke to them. It's like, I'm not laughing, and I'll comment about what I want. Thank you.
Did you also do a lot of interviews after games and at halftime and stuff like that for Minor Vision?
For softball and basketball. For volleyball and basketball. Yeah.
Men's basketball?
I did one men's basketball game.
Just one game?
Yes.
Did you forget the coach's name of the opposing team when you interviewed him, or did you get it right?
No, I didn't do that.
Because that happened with somebody else.
Yeah, it wasn't me, though.
That's good. I saw that. Forgot his name. I mean, how do you forget a guy's name? You've got one job. Interview the coach during halftime and make sure you get his name right.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little note card guy. When I'm going to do sideline hits or stuff like that. I'm a big fan of note cards. Yeah, I like to have a little note cards with... so what I do is, and this is unsolicited advice, so I'll get a note card. On one side, one coach and one team. On the other side, another coach, another team. Okay. And you're just kind of flipping it. And that way that never happens. That's my biggest fear.
It's good.
Something like that.
It's good strategy. I like that. All right. That's good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to ask you about. Do you ever write in your hands?
I try not to.
Because could you imagine if you had all your notes on your hands, and in the middle of the interview, somebody could see your hands, and it's completely covered with ink from just all the notes you're taking?
Yeah.
What if you sweat?
Exactly.
Then all of a sudden your hands bleed, and the ink goes wet, and next thing you know, you got blue streaks everywhere. It'd be a disaster.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to look like that on TV.
Good.
So I would just neutral colored paper and write legibly so you don't trip yourself up.
There you go. SPN, what have you learned from your dad regarding some play-by-play tricks? What do you have?
Prep. There ever isn't enough prep. Look at the players any single way you can. The biggest piece of advice that he told me, besides all the vocal technicians, is get Twitter. Because I kid you not, Twitter is a superpower, because that's when you can see literally all of the players' public life and even some personal anecdotes. And hey, it's public. You can use it. So I remember when I was a kid just seeing him up until 4 a.m. prepping for a game while I was playing Minecraft. Now I think it's going to be a little bit of the opposite. After hitting the books for math class, go and prepare that game, stay up until 4 a.m. So definitely not enough prep. But when it comes to before the game, I'd say get a good meal. Make sure your belly's full. Make sure you got that energy going. And always modulate your levels, making sure that you don't sound like a screaming banshee, yet you don't also sound like a quiet kid in the corner that's shy.
Nice. Good. I like those advice. Hey, by the way, while you're answering that question, somebody that's drafting tonight's already calling my cell. Like this is the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. They probably can't get online. They're having issues. Draft starts in less than an hour. I got to go pick up pizzas in a half an hour where I'm going to be dealing with all the traffic on Mesa, which is going to be a nightmare. And I got people calling and calling my cell right now, trying to figure this out. This is my life.
Yeah, I'm not not envious whatsoever of being a commish. Good thing that they take care of you, Steve, for this kind of stuff. Is it worth it? All these years and all the prep and all the stress, is it worth it?
No, I just do it because I enjoy the people.
Nice.
Okay. For one night, I have to put up with BS, and then after that, we're good to go.
Yeah, it's fun locker room not locker room, water cooler conversation, I should say.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
By the way, SPN was saying eat before the game. Do you ever eat before a game, Steve? I don't think I've ever eaten before a broadcast period.
Let me think for a second. When I would do UTEP games, normally the food would come out while we were getting ready for the broadcast. So no, I would usually eat after games, not before games.
Yeah, it's difficult now. I mean, especially college athletics is just tough.
Not high school. They got a spread waiting for them the minute they get there.
Especially Del Valle,
Where are you guys
Shout
going
out
for the first
them.
game?
We're doing Coronado Americas at Coronado.
How's the Coronado food?
Excellent.
All right, that's good.
They do a great job over there.
El Paso Visuals Deportivos checks in on Twitter and X on a Twitter Tuesday. Interns telling you how to do your job, a job they want. Tell them to stay in their lane, Alberto.
The thing is, we're all interns, right? Like, we're all kind of on the same level, but it was just a continuous comment on the way I did my work or the way I called the games and what I decided to talk about. And they would, try to and it was just like, I don't listen to you
drive
guys.
You crazy.
It really did. And it was the most annoying part, and this is going to drive Espen crazy, is I would get to the game 2 hours early to try to sit there and prep and mentally lock in, and the room would fill with interns, and it would just be chatter, and what are you doing? Are you going to talk about uniforms again? And there was no time to mentally lock in.
That would drive you crazy.
Yeah, especially when you want to settle down and just think about the game and when what's about to happen.
Did you ever snap and just say, stop? Please, I got a job to do. Can you just leave me alone?
A little rant?
Did you ever throw a rant? I mean, a classic Alberto rant? Is that why you're not there anymore?
No. I just I would go outside, ask the concessions for a cup of ice, and get a little water, and that's it. And it was just, it's a work environment. I couldn't really say anything to them because they could just say something back to me.
Yeah.
Be like, well, you're not too fun to have around either. So, yeah, I mean,
that'd be kind of fun, though. Don't you think it'd be kind of cool? You get all that tension and everybody's and then you're like, all right, now let's have a good broadcast. You know what? You suck. All right, let's have some fun.
We're both in this together. But no, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say anything. It was also a personal thing. I wanted it to be quiet. Should I make everyone be quiet? No. If I wanted to be quiet, go sit in your car.
So, Alberto steps in the room and everybody gets quiet once he comes in. It's like, ooh. Yeah.
Look who it is. It's that guy. It's him. It's Alberto. Nah, you don't want that. All right. Well, listen. I'm excited for you. I feel like we'll be okay. I like the advice you gave, and I like the advice that also SPN gave us.
I think
you guys are gonna have a good broadcast.
Yeah, it's just what I've realized through doing this like a couple times is it's just a learning curve. Every day you're gonna see something new. Just go out there and give it your best.
There you go. All right. Good advice. Fair. I like it. Good. 14 past the hour as we continue here on Sports Talk. Ready for Hags coming up after the break?
Let's do it.
All right. Final countdown coming up next right here. 600 ESPN El Paso.